Banks are paying close attention to Ripple and XRP, and it's happening faster than most people thought. Banks are starting to see how powerful Ripple's blockchain technology is and how XRP could be a game changer in the global financial system. But what does this mean for people who own XRP and for the future of digital currencies? The truth is that Ripple and XRP aren't just niche products for cryptocurrency fans anymore. They're becoming important parts of the solution to a big problem that traditional banks have had for years: cross-border payments. If you have XRP or are thinking about investing, now is the time to understand how things are changing. Banks all over the world have had problems with it is slow, expensive, and useless sending money between countries. The present systems are out of date and require a lot of time, multiple currencies, and middlemen to process payments. This has opened up a huge market for Ripple, which provides a faster, cheaper, and safer alternative by using its XRP token to facilitate cross-border transactions. Through a network of partnerships with big banks, the idea of using XRP to change the way global payments are made is starting to take shape. The most exciting thing is that some of the biggest names in banking are starting to notice Ripple's technology. These financial giants are no longer ignoring what Ripple has to offer. Instead, they are looking for ways to work with it. Partnerships are interested in XRP because it could help them improve their systems by making transactions faster and cheaper. This is great for XRP's future because it shows that banks are starting to accept digital currencies and blockchain technology. For XRP investors, this is the moment they've been waiting for. Ripple's hard work is finally paying off. Financial companies that didn't pay attention to it before are now beginning to pay attention. The shift is already happening, and it could cause huge changes in how people pay for things around the world. People who are watching the growth of XRP can see that Ripple and XRP are at the forefront of this change. Their role in global finance is becoming more and more clear. The news that banks are taking Ripple, it really does mark the start of a new age in financial transactions. It's a game changer, and the best part is that this is only the beginning. Banks are listening, and XRP's future looks better than ever. Ripple's effect on the banking industry has been growing slowly over the years, but now it's hard to ignore. Ripple's main goal has always been to change the way things are done. They've been changing the way international transfers work for years with their blockchain technology and XRP. Money exchanges between countries have been a pain for banks and their clients. Old systems are slow, expensive, and full of mistakes that waste time and money. Ripple, on the other hand, comes up with a faster, cheaper, and safer way to solve all of these issues. Ripple's blockchain technology enables real-time settlement, which means that transactions are completed almost instantly. This is very different from the traditional banking system, where cross-border payments can take days to process. Additionally, Ripple's network gets rid of the need for multiple middlemen, which significantly lowers transaction costs. Businesses and financial institutions no longer have to use slow and expensive middlemen to send money across borders. Ripple's own cryptocurrency RP is an important part of this system because it provides liquidity, which lets financial institutions move funds more quickly and for less money. The important thing here is that Ripple has already made deals with other companies. Some of the biggest banks in the world, like Santander PNC and SBI Holdings, already use Ripple's technology for cross-border payments, and more are joining every day. These partnerships show that Ripple is becoming a real player in the global financial system, and banks are no longer seeing it as a risky experiment. On the other hand, they see Ripple's technology as a safe and quick way to update their banking systems, and more banks are starting to use it. XRP's part in the money the world becomes more stable. Not only is it good for Ripple that more banks and financial institutions are using its technology, it's also very good for XRP. The more companies that use Ripple's network, the higher the demand for XRP will be. This is because XRP is used for transaction liquidity, which raises demand for the token. This could cause its value to rise over time for XRP investors. Better integration into banking systems is a very good sign as the financial world continues to accept Ripple solutions as the future for better or worse. XRP looks better than ever. In a way, Ripple's success is becoming a sign of the future of money transfers. As Ripple solves a big problem for banks, it makes cross-border payments faster and cheaper. Banks continue to see the worth in Ripple's technology, so there's no doubt that they're making a name for themselves in the financial world. XRP Ripple could end up as the foundation of the next generation of international financial activities. This is a big change that's just getting started, but it could have huge effects on the growth and use of XRP around the world for people who hold it. It looks like the future will be very interesting. Now everyone wants to know why banks are switching to Ripple and XRP. Traditional banks might be interested in this choice. The answer lies in the many problems banks have with sending money across borders, and how Ripple's technology fixes them. First, let's talk about how cross-border payments work right now. When a bank in one country wants to send money to a bank in another country, the process takes a long time and is out of date. Often there are several middlemen involved, and each one charges fees and causes delays. This makes the process expensive and slow, with deals taking days to complete and fees that can be high for both buyers and sellers. As the world economy becomes more connected, these inefficiencies are becoming more and more of a problem. Banks are aware that they need a better way to. This is where Ripple comes in to help them stay competitive and serve their customers well. Ripple has a blockchain-based system that can handle real-time cross-border payments instead of going through a lot of middlemen. With Ripple's technology, banks can settle payments directly with each other, which cuts down on both the time and how much it costs to send money between countries. Ripple's network is built to be safe, fast, and highly scalable, so it can handle a lot of transactions at once. XRP, the native cryptocurrency, is very important in this context because it acts as a bridge currency, giving financial institutions access to cash and making it easy for them to send money quickly. For less money, Ripple is different from other solutions because it can work with current financial systems without any problems. Ripple's technology is designed to work with existing banking systems, so banks don't have to completely change how they do business to use it. Ripple's blockchain can work with a bank's current tools and procedures, letting banks adopt more easily and without big problems. Ripple has also been working closely with regulatory bodies to make sure that its solutions are in line with financial rules all over the world. This has helped Ripple gain the trust of banks and other financial institutions that are usually hesitant to adopt new technologies because they are worried about security and compliance. Major banks are starting to use Ripple more and more, which is clear proof that traditional banks are starting to see